is that the music world, it used to be a bigger place.
Dr. Clarke?
Yes?
I cannot disagree with you. The music world is still the same.
Yeah.
But there's just less in it.
Oh, I like that. Mm-hmm. There is less in it. Which brings me to Numero 2, Part 2
of 1970s Top 100
albums. In Part 1, we covered half. Now we're going to head into the second half pretty well. And it's been quite a ride. So, as the listeners know, some we agree with, some we disagree with. It's all fun. It's a lively list. So I'm going to take a look at number 49, Alice Cooper.
Vince Fournier, $1
Billion Dollar Babies from 1973. Alice Cooper was one of these guys they could never classify. Is he glam rock? Is he rock and roll? Is he heavy metal? Is he theatrical? He's everything. You could never nail him down. Again, like David Bowie, one of those guys that's probably a little too smart for the job, so he got himself into trouble. Hit off this was Billion Dollar Babies, No More Mr. Nice Guy. This is a good album if you like Alice Cooper. I'll leave it at that.
He's a big hockey fan, just so you know, and he likes to golf.
Huge, really good golfer.
And he golfed with Justin Bieber in Arizona. Thought I'd share that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he's from Arizona, like he lives there.
He lives there, and he's big into sports. So, and he's a good community guy, from what we hear.
Yeah, his father was a pastor, and so he now lives a very clean life. He was a real, he's an alcoholic. He cleaned himself up. Number 48, Carole King Tapestry from 1971. Okay, again, listeners of this podcast know that I regard this as one of the best albums ever recorded. It is just stupendous. It is the epitome of the singer-songwriter. There's one other that comes not close, but in the same genre we'll get to in a little while. Every song on here is strong. Carole King sings, maybe not the world's most incredible voice, but that's the point, is it's very honest. Great melodies. You know Tapestry. You cannot go wrong getting this.
47, one of my all-time bands that I love, and they sometimes should stop recording, is AC/DC, Powerage, 1978. This is the one that has Rock and Roll Dalmatian, and obviously if you guys could see Ian and I, we have a couple of albums that we do are holding, and I'm holding this one here.
Yes, he is.
And he's got Angus Young on the cover, and he's like basically being fried, and he's got, cables coming out of his arms, which is kind of hilarious. It is a good album. This actually, allmusic.com has rated as like almost a 4.5, 5-star for the music ship itself. This is basically Bon Scott at his best before his last album that did the band of Highway to Hell. So I love this album. I think it's a good album. You should have it. Again, these are Australian boys, and it was kind of funny. Whenever they release these, they always do a UK release, then they do a US release, and sometimes the title track's not the same. It's different orders. It's so weird.
Early Beatles is like that too.
I don't know why they do that.
I don't know why they do that either.
It's weird. Next up,
46, Television, Marquee Moon from 1977. Yeah, again, if you're really into rock, everyone knows this title. Okay, these guys were part of the CBGB punk scene, though I would describe them, to get flowery, as proto-punk or art punk. Television wasn't like anyone else. They were really, really good musicians. Tom Verlaine and Richard Lloyd, the guitar players. Because a lot of punk celebrated itself on having rather poor musicianship. I mean, Sid Vicious joked that he could plink out 4 or 5 notes on a bass, barely. And that was the point.
It was true.
It's true. It was he didn't need to be a member of Genesis or Yes. The whole point of it was an attitude more than the music. So, Television, Marquee Moon. Sure, I'm not sure if I'd recommend it if you don't know Television. Look them up before you invest in it.
Next, we got probably the best live album of its generation, its time. It is Frampton Comes Alive. This is the one that has Show Me the Way. Ooh, Baby, I Love Your Way. Yeah. He had that voice boxing. Yeah. Yep. So, again, Frampton from Humble Pie. Look, this is a great album. Everyone has this album. Everyone and their grandfather has this album. And then I think after this album, Frampton just went.
That was
They rushed him too soon.
That was it. He had a horrible album after this. I bought it.
Is this it? This is it for him.
That's pretty well for Peter Frampton. Yeah.
One album gets into Rock and Roll of Fame.
Well, why not? It's amazing. But the poor guy, and then he got health issues, and that was kind of it. Number 44, The Cars, from 1978. Okay.
My best friend's
girlfriend. Over the years.
Is this the one?
Yeah.
It is this one? This is the one?
Sure it is. Okay, I did buy this. I've made light fun with the Cars over the years on this podcast. For various reasons.
Well, it's Rick O'Casey you can like to make fun of.
Yeah, you can make fun.
And Benny Orr.
Yeah, really. The thing is, this album was a reaction against disco in many ways. We were all getting tired of disco, and this album celebrated 3 and 4 chord rock and roll. They were like a cleaned up garage band, and they were good musicians. There's a simplicity to the Cars that they had on this, and I think the follow-up was an album called Candy-O. Same thing. They never really changed flavors too much. But if you're interested in kind of a time capsule of 1978, pick it up. Number 43, Derek and the Dominoes, Layla, and Other Assorted Love Songs from 1970. Well, I spoke about some, like Bridge Over Troubled Water is one of the best songs, the top 10. Well, Layla's in that too. Layla, to me, is one of the best rock songs ever written. It even has a ballad style in it too. A great riff, great singing, great production, great everything. Layla is an amazing song I never tire of. Now, as for this album, it's a double album. I think it would have been a lot stronger as a single album. There's kind of bluesy filler, in my opinion, in this album. I know it's sacrilegious to say that, but there is. Other good songs, Bell Bottom Blues is on this. Jimi Hendrix's Little Wing. There was a lot of drugs going on in that group at the time, and they really just did one album. There's a live album you can get too. Layla, I can't say enough about it. What's next on my list is number 42. Montrose, 1973. Okay, this band got attention a bit later on as being the first band of Sammy Hagar, future singer. With what band was it? I'm having
Van Halen.
I'm having fun with it. Yeah, I mean, and they claim it was the first American heavy metal. No, I would say Mountain and Mountain Climbing from '69 is probably the first American heavy metal sound.
You're talking Leslie West?
Leslie West.
Howard Stern's first cousin?
Really, eh?
Yes, sir.
There you go. So, yeah. So it got attention, but not that much. But in retrospect, they claim it is. I disagree.
Next up, we got Kiss Destroyer, and, well, you know my good buddy Dave from Steeltown. This is his band, so I'm going to make sure I do this right, because he's going to give me heck if I screw it up. So this is actually their first album after Alive, and this is the one that went into the top 10. This is the one that's got Detroit Rock City, Shout It Out Loud, and obviously Beth, which was supposed to be called Beck in regards of Becky, but they didn't think it sounded too good or for Rebecca. And this is where actually Peter Criss was the one that had a little bit of more writing creativity. And it's rare that you hear about drummers having this kind of creativity, but there are a few that did have that, and you know, Levon Helm is one that you could name,
right?
Because she's Levon Helm. But give Peter Criss his due. This album actually is good, and I do love this album. Actually, it is probably Kiss's best album.
I think so.
And I think if Stephen Wheeler was here too, it's one of their best.
Well, he would agree.
He would agree, 100%. And then we got ZZ Top.
Numero 40.
Degello. This is their early step towards Eliminator. This is where they kind of went before their little hiatus, where they pieced out for about a year and a half and grew these massive beards, and they looked like...
Yeah, that was their shtick.
Like the friggin' Duck Dynasty guys.
Yeah, true.
Again, like I said in part one of this, I still think Tres Hombres and Eliminator are the best.
I don't know how this made it, but
this one, all right. Cheap sunglasses. MTV made it popular.
They had amazing videos. Yeah.
So, moving on. Talking Heads. Sure. David Byrne. What can you say about David Byrne? The guy is literally a magician when it came to new wave.
True.
And this is the one with Psycho Killer.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Yeah, I mean, they were so different.
They were great.
They were great.
And are they in the hall? They have to be in the hall.
We know how they work. I don't know about that.
No, they're not, because they're British.
No, they are. I saw the performance. They are in the hall now.
But they're British, or
no? They're American. They're CBGB guys.
Okay, all right. Because we know how the hall likes how we treat the non-American artists.
Damn right. Stevie Wonder, number 38. Inner Visions from 73. Okay. The early to mid 70s, Stevie Wonder could do no wrong. He was a god. And 1972 was Music of My Mind, and it just kept going. Inner Visions is a really sophisticated album. Living for the City and Higher Ground are on there. I remember I had the cassette of this. It's really strong. If you like Stevie Wonder, this is not the Motown sound of Signed, Sealed, Delivered. This is something else. This is powerful stuff. So that's Inner Visions from 1973.
And now what I have here, I have Damn Torpedoes.
Sure.
And I'm holding it right here. Ian's frowning, saying, oh,
God, Tom
I don't
Petty.
get it. But this is the one with Refugee.
Don't want to live like that one.
Yeah. Louisiana Rain.
Yeah.
This is an album that you can find anywhere, but at the end of the day, this is Tom Petty's album.
Oh, it's his top album.
This is his top album. I like this album a lot, actually. I'm glad I was able to find it. At the end of the day, Here Comes My Girl. Come on, Ian. You know these songs.
Yeah.
I just love doing this to Ian because I'm just showing him the album.
Yeah, he's torturing me with this Tom Petty. This guy, I never got it. We got some emails when I did this in the previous podcast. I never got Tom Petty.
You got roasted.
I got roasted, but I asked for it and I welcomed it.
Now, I'm going to make Ian happier now with number 36.
Well, yeah.
And he knows he's never going to get upset because it is one of my bands, Ozzy's Black Sabbath.
Plus, that's a classic album.
This is the first album, and the song Nib and the song Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath, because they were supposed to be called Earth at one point in time. But they ended up going with Black Sabbath after a horror movie called Black Sabbath.
Sure.
So this is where it is a very dark album, I'm not going to lie. So for those of you that are going to be new to it, you're going to have to get some adjusting to it because it is dark and it is very heavy. So this is not like your little, new metal. This is traditional metal. And it is probably rated as a 4.5, 5-star by AllMusic.com. It is one of their top, for a debut album, it's up there. It's a top 5.
1970.
But I recommend you guys listen to the song Nib, N-I-B. It's always on there. So that's my take on this one.
Number 35, John Lennon and the Plastic Ono Band, 1970.
One band it's called, right? Or no, sorry, Ono Band, my apologies.
Ono Band. Okay, I'm going to go on a limb here. Pound for pound, I think this is his best album. And I have them all, or had them all.
Wait, Double Fantasy, you didn't like that one?
Oh, come on. Walls and Bridges. Imagine. I had them all. I think this is his best. He's just doing it from the heart. It's not overproduced. He's just going for it. He's reflecting on marriage, childhood, everything else. And just to kind of segue for a second, Mr. Kennedy and I have often wondered if there was one more great Beatles album in these guys. And when you look at what they produced not long after the Beatles broke up, maybe there was. I don't know. Because this stuff, a few of them could have been on a Beatles album. Man, maybe they're a little too raw. I don't know. Number 34, speaking of the Beatles, Paul and Linda McCartney. Okay, so it's billed as Paul and Linda McCartney. Ram. And yeah, 1971.
I just handed it.
He just handed me Ram, the famous.
He's got to go. What is that go?
He's got to go by the horns. Who knows what he's doing? He's got his. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a Ram. I got it, Paul. Okay, I think Paul McCartney. This came out after his initial release, simply called McCartney, and I think he's looking for something to do. I think he's trying to find his way. It has some great songs on it. Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey. It has, I think it's Another Day is on that. He's got some strong songs on it. I don't think it's by any means is his best album, but it's an interesting album, right? So it's Paul McCartney. Listen, you got to throw him a few bones now and then because of what he did with the Beatles. McCartney is some kind of genius. I don't know. Heart of the Country's on there too. No, maybe Another Day's not on there. Sorry about that, folks. Too Many People, another great McCartney song. So that is number 34. Number 33, The Who, Quadrophenia, comes at us from 1973.
Sorry, Ian, I have no Who albums for you.
No, well, thank God for that. I think this album is their best album. Maybe not the most popular songs, their best album. And it's a double album. It's better, in my opinion, than Tommy. I thought Tommy was kind of rushed and kind of confusing. By this time, 73, Pete Townsend got it right. Songs like 515, Love Reign Over Me, Bellboy, these are amazing songs. It's a really strong album.
Number 32, we got Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. And I like the album artwork. There's a few of them. The one I have is like weird handshakes, but the one that I like the most is where Buddy is shaking the other guy's hand that's on fire, which I think was hilarious that the guy is burning. Listen, this album's got Shine On You Crazy Diamond parts 1 through like 30 or something. Yeah. It's friggin' long as hell. Is it a good album? Yes, it is. Do I like the album? Probably not my favorite album, but I'm going to give it its due because this is pretty well right after Dark Side of the Moon, right? So that's just its own phenomenon right there. So moving on to that one. Then we got Kiss Alive. Okay, so this is their live album. And I'm not big on live albums because I feel I don't want to hear the audience.
Yeah, no, you never have been.
I never have been. Albums that I did have in the past, I've actually swapped them out for something else. But this, again, is one of those albums that's just got everything on there from Do Strutter to Rock and Roll All Night. This is what made Kiss Kiss. I think Kiss, if they would have just not even gone with that whole gimmick of the makeup, I think Kiss would still be considered Kiss and they'd still be solid. So that's just my opinion on that one. Ian, you got the Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway.
Number 30 from 1974. Yeah. On part one of this 100 Greatest Albums, I mentioned Selling England by the Pound by Genesis. This is another classic. This is actually Peter Gabriel's last album with him. I didn't realize he left so early, 74. It's a prog album to its roots, and it's a concept album, but like a lot of concept albums back then, no one really knows what the hell's going on. It doesn't really matter. If you're into progressive rock, prog rock, this is one of the gospels. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway from 74.
Billy Joel, The Stranger. Ian, you and I have talked about Billy Joel, and in the 70s, you could not get rid of him.
He was everywhere.
You couldn't.
It was like Phil Collins in the 80s.
You couldn't get rid of Billy Joel, not that you wanted to, it's just, he was all over the place. So everyone knows Breakthrough, Piano Man, great album, great song, fantastic. Fast forward 4 years later, he's got The Stranger, and this is actually, he's got Moving Out. He's got Just the Way You Are, and Only the Good Die Young. Just those three alone on that one album, you're good.
You're good, yeah.
You're good. I know you need more, like, out of 10 songs, Ian and I have always agreed 8 have to be bangers.
Yeah.
We'll give you the two.
If you want a classic.
Yeah, if you want a classic. So, again, you couldn't get rid of him in the 70s.
No, he was like a bad smell. He was, he was everywhere. Number 28, the Allman Brothers Band, Brothers and Sisters from 73. Yeah, this is the album, the first album without Dwayne Allman. Dwayne died in a motorcycle accident. They had a hit off this with Dickie Betts, Ramblin' Man. It was a huge hit. Kennedy just handed me
greatest hits.
The greatest hits of the Allman Brothers. Yeah, there's Ramblin' Man at 4 minutes and 46 seconds. So this was a number one album, believe it or not. Because I say that because they weren't that kind of a group. They weren't an album or a singles group. Really, really good musicians. That's the Allman Brothers from 1973.
Again, here we go. Ian, the Plague, Billy Joel, he's back.
Oh, God.
52nd Street, I'm holding the album right now. It looks kind of weird. He's got like this, he couldn't dress back then. You couldn't pay me to wear what he was wearing.
No.
But this is the one that's got My Life on it. It's got 52nd Street, which is the self-titled. And Ian's favorite song, Rosalinda's Eyes, is the one that he likes.
Please.
But it has Big Shot. Again, I don't think this is really his strongest album.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Glass Houses is another one that came out later, which was okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. So, moving on there. Then we got Rush. 2112. I have this album, and I don't mind Rush. I have a good portion of their albums. I felt I had to buy this album, and out of the advice from our good friend Stephen Wheeler, he says, Kennedy, just buy it so you can shut everybody up, and I'm holding it here. It's a live album. I'm not really big on live albums. It is a live album.
It is.
Yeah, everyone claims it's the best. I don't know. I think The Waltz by the by the band is probably your best live album.
Yeah, really.
That's just my opinion.
Good point.
And it's like I went from one Canadian band to another. I went one that started it. So, is it a good album if you're a huge Rush fan? Yeah, have it in your collection. Again, it's good. Like, it's got so many good reviews. So
yeah, really. Everybody knows it.
Everyone knows it, and now I gave Ian an album that he's going to talk about.
Okay, he did. He handed
ad nauseum.
The Beatles' Let It Be from 1970, or got them into that decade. Let's clear rather some confusion with this album. This album was recorded before Let It Be, but released after. Is a kind of a bit of a mind twist. You got to get around with that. They recorded the material for this, and they said, you know what, that's not very good. And they just left it on the shelf. And Phil Spector, I think, did a good job of making up an album, although much, much later, McCartney kind of had a hissy fit and released Let It Be Naked. So what? I thought it was a dopey thing to do.
Did he really have a hissy fit?
Oh, yeah. He thought it was, he wasn't consulted about Phil Spector and all this stuff. Oh, leave it alone. It wasn't a big whoop. Great album, great songs on it, right? Two of Us, I've Got a Feeling, One After Another, I Dig a Pony, Across the Universe. It just doesn't stop. It is a great album, The Beatles, 1970.
And it's funny, as Ian had Let It Be at number 25. Number 4, we got Let There Be Rock by AC/DC.
Sure.
Again, this is probably one of their better Bon Scott albums, with songs like Let There Be Rock and Problem Child. And the one that we like the most, personally myself, is A Whole Lot of Rosie. Talking about more of a full-figured kind of girl that he's in love with.
Okay.
And I love the groove on that one. You know, just the whole description of this woman, right? She's got a whole lot of Rosie. So this album is actually a pretty good album. Showing Ian right now the cover of it. And he's got, Angus Young doing his thing. And you got Bon. And that's basically it. At that time in the 70s, if you notice a lot of the AC/DC stuff, people tend to forget that Malcolm Young was the brains behind AC/DC, but the two iconic figures were basically Angus and Bon.
Yeah.
So,
moving on. 23 is Joni Mitchell, Blue from 1971. I mentioned Carole King from the same year with Tapestry. This is the explosion of, one, the singer-songwriter, but also, two, the female singer-songwriter. So you got all these great songs from a woman's perspective. Blue, I have it. It is a kind of hypnotic album. It's as if she's playing her diary entries. It's very, very personal, and it was highly influential. Kind of jazzy. I often say more folk than jazzy. Joni Mitchell hit it out of the park. One of my favorite Joni Mitchell albums, and that's from 1971.
And well, here's one of my favorite albums that, no surprise, is obviously Paranoid by Black Sabbath. And I'm just going through my collection here, running through. Obviously, War Pigs and Paranoid are my two favorite songs. I think everyone likes those songs. But let's not forget Hand of Doom. And as I'm showing Ian my album artwork, he's probably wondering, where did I get all these albums? And where they coming from. But this is actually kind of fun that we do in Red Hour.
He bought them off the back of trucks somewhere in an alley, I think.
Listen, this album is a 5-star, okay?
Well, yeah.
It is. And the funny trivia is that Paranoid was a filler because they said, the producer said, we got about a 3 and change left. Can you put a song on here? And it was a last minute cut. Next thing you know, boom.
That often happens. No one knows what's going on.
And then following up, we got Boston. The album artwork on this one is actually a guitar upside down, not a spaceship.
I know. We only found that out later.
Yeah, recently.
Years, decades later.
Decades later. Listen, more in a feeling, peace of mind, and foreplay for a long time.
You can't go bad. I mean, it's a classic rock album.
And I think it's their only album that's really that solid.
Yeah, the follow-up was No Hell, but it was. Oh, they're a different kind of band. Boston, kind of a one-man show, Tom Schultz, but again, we didn't know that at the time, and they almost appeared out of nowhere. So anyway, that's Boston. Number 20, The Who's Next from 1971. Earlier I mentioned that Quadrophenia from 73 is their best album, in my opinion. The Who's Next contains the most popular songs, slightly different vibe on it. Won't Get Fooled Again, Baba O'Reilly, Going Mobile. It's a really, really strong album. Most people know Who's Next from 1971. Number 19, Steely Dan, Aja, 1977. Okay, back then, if you went into a high fidelity store to buy a stereo, these guys would always put on this album because even crummy sets, crummy turntables would sound good. It was so well produced. And it is a strong album in terms of songs. Peg and Deacon Blues is on there. It's really good 70s pop. And the next one up is Band on the Run. 1973, Paul McCartney and Wings, in my humble opinion, easily McCartney's best album. There really isn't a close second unless I start thinking about maybe Venus and Mars. Every song is strong. He hit his mark, and I don't think he's topped it. So that was 1973. I can overlook his hairdo and Linda McCartney's mullet, but aside from that, I'm like, Kenny just handed me the Japanese import. God, this must sound excellent.
Oh, it's fantastic. It was the timing I handed it to Ian. As soon as he finished talking about ya or ja, before he could even take his breath, Band on the Run just knocked him in there.
Well, it is a great, it is, just pick it up. Yeah, everybody knows that.
Next, Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti.
Sure.
Listen, double LP. I hate double LPs. Why?
So do I.
Too much room.
Well, they're usually crummy, like it's filler.
So you want to put Custard Pie, Trampled Underfoot, Cashmere. That is the song on the album. I think it's probably the best one on that album.
That's an amazing song.
It is, and the album itself, I'm okay with it. I don't mind it, but again, you know where I stand. And we move on from there. George Harrison, All Things Must Pass. Listen, this did not have to be a 3 album. I have it. It's on the other side of my table where we're talking. It is a box. My Sweet Lord. Was it the one that he got sued for? That
that was My Sweet Lord.
Was it that one?
He lost.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of stuff that you can't even name. It could have been an amazing single album. But 3, George had a lot to prove, I guess.
Well, this, and Ian and I, we've said this numerous times. If the Beatles didn't break up, or if they would have taken my advice and told John Lennon to F off and go away with your little friend, and bring in Billy Preston, and you had Eric Clapton around, or Jeff Lynne that could have filled in for the guitar, I still strongly believe that All Things Must Pass would have been a Beatles album, and I think probably Band on the Run would have been a Beatles album.
Yeah, I mean, we have discussed that. What if they stayed together for one more album? I mean, even Ringo had some great stuff in the early 70s.
Yeah, can't go wrong.
If Ringo can do it.
Then we got Aerosmith Rocks. Well, it's their 4th album, followed the success of 1975's Toys in the Attic. It's Back in the Saddle is basically the only song I like. at the end of the day, that's the only thing on that album. Because there was a period of time, and Ian could attest to this, he was there, Aerosmith was not that good.
No, they were avoided.
And I think they pretty well sucked, no offense, from after Toys in the Attic till about Permanent Vacation.
There are way too many drugs.
Yeah, and it was Run DMC, I think, that revived their career. That's just my opinion.
No, I agree.
Ian, what's going on?
What's going on? Well, Marvin Gaye's going on, number 14 from 1971. I have this album. It's an incredible album. There's a sadness to it. Somebody once said of the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds, it is the happiest sad album you'll ever hear. And it's true. When you read the lyrics, you go, boy, this album, the Beach Boys, this is kind of a downer. But the music, is kind of pumped up for the most part. This is the same. When you actually read the lyrics, it's a heavy album. It's about racial tensions. It's about the Vietnam War. But you don't necessarily pick up on that. Marvin Gaye's voice is so gorgeous, and you're almost swept up. It's like a love story. So I highly recommend that. Number 13, the Rolling Stones, Sticky Fingers.
With the zipper or without the zipper?
Yeah, they took out the zipper because it was destroying the albums. Because they were packed, you know what I mean? If you stack something with an how dumb can you get?
It's the Stones. I wouldn't expect anything better.
No.
Come on.
It was initially a pair of trousers with a real zipper. Imagine that digging into the next wax beside it. It's a really good album. I would say probably within the top 3 of the Stones' greatest albums. Brown Sugar, Bitch, Can't You Hear Me Knockin'. It's a really strong album. It's got that kind of swampy Roadhouse sound they got going with the open tuning. Highly recommended, number 13. Number 12, Eagles, Hotel California from 1976. Well, okay, few albums can nail a place and time like the Eagles' Hotel California. What was going on with cocaine, what was going on with partying, what was going on with mysticism, romance. It is all there. It is their masterpiece. New Kid in Town, Life in the Fast Lane. Like, it doesn't get better than this if you're into this kind of, I'd say like a country rock, but more rock. They were great songwriters, the Eagles. And I'm sure you know Hotel California. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. Wow. Number 11, David Bowie, The Rise and the Fall of Ziggy Stardust.
I'm just handing
He's just handing me these albums. And the Speeders from Mars. Yeah, this is, I see you have this on remastered 180 grams. Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, this is, in my opinion, his best album.
Better than Hunky Dory?
I was going to say Hunky Dory. Yeah. People that are really into Bowie often say Hunky Dory. I enjoyed this more. It is a concept album about this guy named Ziggy Stardust. And Bowie loved personas. Mick Ronson's on there. God bless Mick Ronson. Strong album, which takes us to number 10, Ed O. Smith.
And the fact that they made it in number 10 with the one I'm holding in my hand, the Toys in the Attic.
Toys in the Attic.
Yeah, what do you want to say? Sweet Emotion, You See Me Crying, Walk This Way.
Yeah, I mean,
come on, this is what they did, man. These guys, Sweet Emotion, actually, they talked about how that recording happened, and Steve Tyler said that when they were recording it, they didn't have the maracas in their kit, and they found some sugar packets. So the actual real recording in the studio was sugar packets that they went. Yeah, like on the it's crazy. And they even said that something broke, like the vibrafram. When you hear the don't, and bang, you hear it. So they kept it in there.
Why not?
It's kind of cool when you have that, because we could talk about, we'll do a show about stuff that's
this
weird,
crazy
like
trivia.
Crazy trivia. So this is an album I recommend for those that really want to get into Aerosmith. If you're not too familiar with the band, I'd start off with this one and then work your way to Permanent Vacation. I would skip the rest.
Yeah, so would I. Good point.
Permanent Vacation, Pump, Get a Grip, 9 Lives. You're doing all right.
Number 9, Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks from 1975. I would argue this is Bob Dylan's last great album. And yes, he had great songs after this, but from A to B sides, it is a great album. He said it's not a breakup album, but I think it is. You're a big girl now. If you see her, say hello. Idiot Wind. This is a strong album. After this, Dylan, he got spiritual, then he swung back. I think he got lost for a while. And then he seemed to rely more and more on individual producers like Daniel Lanois. And maybe that was good, but I think this is his last great album. Number 8, we're in the top 10, the bottom 10 to the top 10.
This album.
He has handed me The Clash, London Calling from 1979. Remember when it came out? This is a double album, as I recall.
It's an essential, apparently.
It's an essential. Great cover, by the way. A lot of guys got that cover in the poster. It's the bass player, Paul Simoneau, just smashing his bass.
Why did he do that? There was a story behind it.
Yeah, I wasn't working, or it's one of those things. But it's an amazing picture because it encapsulates the theme of punk and the post-punk. I never really thought of the Clash as punk rock. I think of the Sex Pistols and the Violetones as punk rock. They were something else. I didn't really get into this album when it was released. There's so much going on. There's rockabilly, there's ska, there's reggae, there's jazz, there's pop. They were great musicians, the Clash. If you want to really get a sampling of 1979, they used to build themselves as the only band that matters. Maybe. That's typically Clash, though, is in your face. Just 4 guys, right? Classic lineup. This is a classic album, and it belongs in everyone's collection.
Next, another classic album that I think you should have in your collection is the Gene Simmons funded band, which is Van Halen. Yes, Gene Simmons helped Van Halen get on board. They were basically known as Mammoth before they decided to use Eddie and Alex's last name to form the band with lead singer David Lee Roth and bassist Michael Anthony. What can I tell you? They redid the Kinks song, You Really Got Me. Eruption is basically Eddie showing you how you could shred a guitar. And Running with the Devil. You can't go wrong one. Boom, boom.
Running with the devil.
Running with the devil. So again, to me, I think it's something you should have in your collection. It should be, it should be in your.
Would you say it's their best?
Oh, I don't know. 84 was good too, but that's when they started getting into that.
Yeah.
Listen, most bands like this, Ian, and you know it, whenever their first album debuts, it's always their best.
It's true.
Their follow-up is very hard to do.
We've spoken about that a number of times.
And then it takes a bit of time. But we will talk about shows that certain bands did kind of hit out of the park right in the beginning.
We have a show coming up about back-to-back,
Yeah, so we'll let you ponder on that one.
Sure.
Born to Run.
Well, everybody knows Born to Run.
Probably Springsteen's best album, in my opinion.
I think so, too.
Next to the Born USA one, because it had a lot of those 80s hits. If you look at the gatefold and you open it up, it's Bruce Springsteen on one, then you open it up, Clarence Clemens is on the other side, the big man, as they call him.
The late great, yeah.
Late great. So, Born to Run, again, this is where Phil Spector's Wall of Sound came in, and give him his credit. He knew how to make music.
Oh, it was a very influential album. It put Bruce Springsteen on the front of, I think it was Time Magazine or Newsweek. He was called the future of rock and roll. Yeah. Number 5, the Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street.
This is their best album, you said?
Well, Or
the end of their best.
They say it's their best album. It's a double album. Please, why wasn't it a single album? But it's a double album, so I think there's a bluesies kind of filler on it. Yeah, I think it's, personally, send me emails at seriousrocktalk@gmail.com, but I think it's overrated. It's been reissued, it's been plundered. I really think Let It Bleed and Sticky Fingers are the ultimate Stones albums. Again, it was recorded in south of France, amidst heavy drug use. There's some nice stuff on there, but I think it's overvalued.
Number 4, we got Led Zeppelin 4, Fitting. Again, this is the one that's got Black Dog, Stairway to Heaven. This, I think, is the makeup album that Jimmy Page wanted.
Okay, that's nicely put. I like that.
And he did. And everyone knows Jimmy Page is my favorite guitarist. You never change my mind. He nailed it. And remember, they were right on the road. They're touring. You got to write stuff as you're going. These guys back then did not have it easy to create good music, and this one here to me is a gem.
Oh yeah.
And it's basically, again, I think you should have it in your collection. And now moving on to another one.
In your collection?
Which Darren at Vertigo told me that he keeps this in overstock because he sells about 5 to 6
No
a
way,
week.
really? And we're talking about Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
It is the most sold album in his shop. He can't keep up with the demand. Like, he puts it in his list and it's gone.
Well, I bought it in '77. It is an amazing album.
You like it?
Yeah, every song is great. Everyone knows. Well, I won't start going through. Everybody knows every song. It's the ultimate breakup song, but again, like I don't know, like Pet Sounds or something. It's almost a happy breakup songs on the album. What can I say about Rumors? Strong songwriting, great production, great vocals, great. Everything's good about this album, and that's why for a long time it was the biggest selling album in history. That's a kind of an accolade you can enjoy.
I think so.
Number 2, Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life. I mentioned earlier he could do no wrong in the 70s. Well, he couldn't. I mean, the big hit off this was Sir Duke. He talks about African American history. There's love songs on there. There's instrumentals on there. He played a lot of the instruments. He's a strong songwriter, strong singer. This is a classic album. It's sophisticated. It's jazzy. He's a very gifted man. Which brings us to the last entry on this list.
The album, and I'm holding my dad's copy that he gave me.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it's got, you'd be surprised, the original posters.
No, really, I remember that poster.
Yeah, Dark Side of the Moon, Money.
Sure.
Is the song that everyone likes. Us and Them, Brain Damage. This is the most sold album because everybody would have it. They would get high because they would roll their joints on it, and then they forgot that they bought it. I have this album twice because I actually forgot that my dad gave me a copy. And I have it twice on vinyl, and I have it 3 times on CD. And then you wonder what you're doing when you're out partying, Kennedy. Well, yeah, it happens. You forget sometimes. But
sure.
Is this Pink Floyd's best album? I'd have to say yes.
I'd say yes.
The Wall is another good one, but this one here is probably the one that people say, oh, it's so overrated. No, it's not. It's what it was for its time.
It is a pretty amazing album. Yeah, maybe it's overexposed, yada yada, but it is a pretty amazing album. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of our second part, where, as in the first part, we covered 50. We covered 50 here. Top albums of the 1970s. Agree, disagree, let us know. SeriousRockTalk@gmail.com, and we'll discuss your emails live on the air. I want to thank you all for joining us. It's been a rough and tumble ride. 100 albums. Boy, but I think we all had fun.
We did, and tune in for future shows.
See you soon. Thanks for listening.
Take care.